today's show we're going to be making sesame chicken. Now there's two parts to cooking this. We have the actual breading of the chicken, and then we also have the sauce. We're going to talk right now about the chicken and what we're going to need for all of that. So you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need some chicken breasts, you're going to need some olive oil, you're going to need 2 eggs, you're going to need some cornstarch, some flour, some salt and pepper, some garlic salt, and paprika. First thing we're going to do with the chicken is we're going to cut it up into cubes. So we're going to take our knife, we're going to go up, and we're going to go cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, just like that. See, all chopped up. Now we're going to take the chicken aside, and we're going to make the breading stuff that we're going to put on there. It's a concept called dredging, and I'm going to go over the process of how that works. So I've got these 3 bowls here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just cornstarch in this one, for about 3 tablespoons. I'm going to take these 2 eggs, I'm going to crack them, and I'm going to whisk them together so that we have a nice base there. Then in here we're going to put in some flour, the salt and pepper, the paprika, and the garlic salt. And we're just going to mix that all together too. For those wanting to know specifics, there's about 4 tablespoons of cornstarch in there. And over here I got the 2 eggs whisked and beaten. And in here I have 6 tablespoons of flour. I've got a pinch of salt and pepper, you can kind of see that. I've got about a tablespoon of paprika, maybe a little bit more. And then just a half teaspoon of garlic salt. Now when you have this, you want to make sure you mix that all together there. Cornstarch is just cornstarch, and egg yolk, you just beat the heck out of it. But with this, you want to make sure that you mix it all up, you get it all nice and mixed. So now getting all that stuff ready, there's one other thing that we want to do. We want to make sure that we get our pan, or if you have a wok, you want to make sure you put some olive oil in there, or whatever type of oil. Usually olive oil is best. You want to probably put in just to kind of cover up the bottom there. Maybe, I think it's about 4 ounces in there. And then we're going to turn that on. We don't want to turn that on too hot. I have it set to just 4 on the scale of low to turbo boil, so it's only on 4. And we're going to let that heat up. So this is how dredging works. You take a piece of your chicken, you plop it into the cornstarch, like so. You want to make sure you get it all covered up like that. Put it in your egg wash. Make sure you get the whole thing covered up, like so. Then you're going to put it in your flour, paprika, garlic salt, salt and pepper concoction. And then when it's in there, you're going to put it into the hot boiling oil. Now it's time to talk about the sauce. You're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need 2 cloves of garlic minced. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of honey. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of sweet chili sauce, or you can use more or less, it doesn't matter. You can put in 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, and then sesame seeds to put in there too. It's not sesame chicken without sesame. I also like to put in a little bit of ground ginger to give it a little kick too. So this is what the sauce looks like all put together. It doesn't look like much, but trust me, it'll be delicious. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on about 2 on the scale of low to high here. And I'm just going to let that keep going while I start working on the chicken. If you haven't noticed, I have a bowl here, and it's just got some paper towels in here. So once we're done cooking the chicken, we dredge it, put it in the pan. We're going to have it in there so it rests for a little bit before we put it in the sauce. Alright, so let's get to dredging and start cooking. So, we're going to take this, and we're going to go and put it in the cornstarch. Now, cooking this and putting in the oil is very, very similar to jumping into a pool. Mary Kathleen Gallagher once said there's 2 ways to jump into a pool. First one is to easily get in there and get your feet in there, adjust the temperature, make sure that you know how to get in there, you know how cold it is, how hot it is. And then the other way is just to jump in. Well, that's one way of putting this in here, but this is super hot oil, and I don't want to do that, so we're just going to kind of just set it in here. Just let it sizzle. Like so. I've just done 5 more, and I want to put them in. like so. You want these to be on this one side for probably about 4 minutes, and then flip them and do for another 4 minutes. Now, if you have a higher heat, you want to make sure it's probably less. You don't want to put smoke throughout the house like I did earlier today. I would also recommend that you try to do all that dredging with one hand, so you have the other hand to either hold a phone or to hold the tongs, because as you keep dredging, you start getting everything caking onto your fingers. All of a sudden, it just looks like you have these fat fingers, and that's not fun to try to work with. Now it's time for the flip. Quick little PSA. Boiling oil is hot, so I would be careful and know that you're probably going to get your arms burned a little bit if you don't know what you're doing, or you're like me and you're burning your hands anyway. Alright, after a couple of minutes here, we have them all super crispy, as you can see here. Look at that, that looks good. So now we're going to put it in the bowl with the paper towel so that all the oil gets off of that. Those are one step away from going to the sauce. The sauce is about warmed up too. And now we're working on batch number 2. Looks like batch 2 is getting just about done here. Do one more spin around. And we look here, our sauce is warm. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these little dry little pieces of chicken. We're going to put them into the sauce. We're going to put all pieces in here like so. And we're going to let it kind of just hang out, take a dip in the sauce. You want to have it so it's kind of covered. Maybe at least have it flipped over every 2 minutes or so. And that should be enough. Take batch 2, put it in the bowl. Alright, so it looks like these little babies are done here. We're going to take them out, and you can have this with any rice. I'm just going to kind of put it in a to-go box because I already ate. This is for food for tomorrow, so I'm super excited for that. So, this is batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, and batch 4 is going to be dredged here. So that's 4 servings. That's giving about 8 pieces per person. That's not bad for a good meal. And that's how you make sesame chicken. Tune in next time when I make, I don't know, a difference maybe? I don't know.